We got the top 10 best Nike sneakers for 2025. Y'all let me know in the comment section what your favorite pair of Nike sneakers is. For me, I ain't gonna lie, gotta be the one and only Nike Air Force One. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get straight into it, y'all. Don't forget to let me know what your favorite sneaker is.
A lot of criticism about their lack of exciting and innovative products. However,
Really?
this year, things have changed pretty substantially. So today, I'm going over the top 10 Nike sneakers for 2025. Coming in at number 10, probably Nike's most reliable sneaker, the Pegasus 41. Now, Nike's Pegasus line is literally over 40 years old at this point. And over those 40 years, they've become
is that why they have
household
the
name,
number
being,
41?
like,
I didn't even notice that.
Reliable and comfortable. They're honestly one of the best daily shoe options.
Surprised he didn't put the Pegasus premiums. Let me know if you all tried those before. I actually had a review on the channel.
Why is the 41 so special?
And they were pretty cool. I like the colorways too.
Significant upgrades that they made with this version, like the Pegasus line for the past few years, like maybe from the 36 to the 40s,
looking the same or what?
Stagnated. Every new version kind of felt the same. They looked the same as well. So with the 41s, Nike completely did a redesign of them visually and also practically. By all intents and purposes, if you are a fan of the Pegasus line and maybe you've tried a couple different models, it's still that same super comfortable, reliable model, but just better in almost every single way. And now that they've been out for a decent amount of months, there's also a plethora of different colorway options to choose from. Almost as iconic as the Pegasus line, coming in at number 9, the Zoom Vomero 5. Now, the Vomero line
for
is
sure one of them ones. I'm surprised he put them only at number 9 though.
More confusing. Like, it's certainly not as stable or reliable, really. And that's just mainly down to the fact that, like, every single version of the Vomero seems to have a significant change. Like, the latest Vomero is just a completely different shoe to, like,
are these the
what
main
they were
Japans?
putting out originally. Either way, the
There's
Vomero
something
5,
crazy.
obviously
Those
one
look
of the
fire
earlier
though.
ones. I think they originally launched back in like 2010. It's definitely more of a retro runner style with like all of the mesh and synthetic overlays. It is arguably one of the best retro runners that you can find on the entire market. Insanely comfortable, super nice soft padded upper that works great with the midsole. This is one of the best daily shoes, so if you just wanted something to kind of run around in and obviously look good in, this is a phenomenal option. What's also really cool about the Vomero line is that there's so many different versions and styles. Like, I think my favorite to this day has to be the design in Japan one. It's just such a significant change.
I'm telling y'all, this one right here is different.
Has to be the design.
Like, look at them. Look at these right here. I ain't gonna lie. Even though it's not the most like versatile, it has those style points for sure, and more than makes up for it. I don't know what the exact price is, but I know it's not the original. I believe these like 160 at retail, but these is clean.
In Japan one,
definitely 10 out of 10 recommend to y'all for sure.
Regular pair of Vomeros, upgraded materials, completely different look. And I will say that the Vomeros are on the pricier side when it comes to a retro runner, but I think if you are able to find them on sale or for a discount, that is a steal and you won't be disappointed. Taking the number 8 spot, something a little bit different, the Nike Air Max Portal. Now this is a pair of
I never heard of this
shoes
shit
that I bought
before.
from Nike, really not expecting
it ain't my style though, off rip.
Now they did have a little bit of a cult fan base. I just kind of liked the look of them, but for the price, I thought that they were gonna be pretty terrible. They retail for $100, and trust me, every year, like, I'm always trying to find the best under $100 sneaker. I make top 10 videos, so I know what's out there, and these are pretty damn solid. Now, I think based off of previous Air Maxes, especially in this price category, I assumed that the midsole was going to be pretty solid. Nike does one of those things where they solely rely on their old tech, the Air unit, to bring all of the comfort to the table. But that's not the case with these. They have a combination of like a decently soft foam with that Air unit, which I think is the best combination. They feel great underfoot. The upper is really well made considering the price tag. It's obviously all synthetics, but it's still decent. I really like the look of these things. They're like chunky and super futuristic. One thing I will say is that they are labeled
that's what I don't like about them though. They look so old.
15. I still don't understand why Nike does that on
anyway,
certain sneakers. Like, you'll have a Jordan 4
that's
technically labeled women's, but then the same exact shoe in a regular size run. I don't know. It's almost like they have to hit a quota of something for like gender specific shoes. Either way, if you wanted like one of the best Air Maxes for such a ridiculously good price, these are a great option. Speaking of affordable shoes, coming in at number 7, the Nike C1TY or Nike City. Now, this one is slightly confusing because I assume
he recently just put me on these. I reacted to a previous video. These is hard. I ain't gonna lie.
Tom Sachs collaboration.
Like, these remind me of kind of like the Nike Sakai. If you guys know what those look like, let me know if I'm reaching just a little bit. I might be. But them Nikes guys is fire.
That kind of just went down the gutter. That collaboration was insanely popular, however, it ended
What happened
because
to
of
them
all of the
Nikes Sacai's
controversy
though?
surrounding Tom Sachs. We don't need to get into it. But shortly after they released this new version, which is pretty much identical to the general purpose shoe, they also resumed their collaboration with Tom Sachs. So I don't really know, maybe we're also going to get Tom Sachs shoes back and this pair of shoes is still going to exist, but regardless, they're practically identical. So if you were a fan of the general purpose shoe, then these are literally for you. I mean, they are more affordable, they're actually attainable because the Tom Sachs ones are either completely sold out or reselling for a premium. And just like the GPS, these are built to just be beaten to the ground. They're super tactile and durable. They've got like this extreme waffle outsole. The upper is made from like a woven nylon and then some suede. If you're someone who does a lot of walking or just beats their shoes to the ground, this one is going to be a great option for you. And all of this is just for like $100. So I think it's a great option. Coming in at number 6,
Where the
we've
fly
got
sneakers
another
at?
Pegasus. Spoiler alert, this won't be the last. It's the Nike Pegasus Wave. Now we all know that the market right now for sneakers is
Oh yeah, number 5, and I haven't seen a fly sneaker. I mean, the Nike Pegasus 41 was kind of smooth. We've had the Pegasus 41. We've had what else? We've had the Vomero. This is cool. I don't know.
dominated by different brands releasing.
Let me
retro
know
runner
what y'all
styles.
thinking
You know
about
what?
this
I'm
list
fine
so
with
far.
that. I love the retro runner just as much as the next guy.
'Cause this
but
feels almost
after
like a
all
most
of these
comfortable
brands are
list.
dropping
I need
their own
some
different
fly.
versions, they all kind of blend together and kind of look the same. And I think that's where the Pegasus Wave really comes in and changes things up. It's basically an updated version of the original Pegasus 2005. These ones are just, again,
I don't know
a
why I
lot
was about
more
to say
futuristic.
Arachi
Now
or
they
something.
have pretty much the exact same DNA, so like the same midsole and a lot of the same elements. These things just look cooler, from like the plastic cage around the side to like all of the puffy panels. The colorways are insane, like especially the louder ones, which I didn't think I would like, but like the orange ones, the blue ones.
That's real. The orange one
These
is
are
kind
also
of cool.
slightly more affordable than the Vomero 5, so if you were looking for like a unique retro runner style, these could be a better option in terms of like being more affordable. But I definitely think the cool factor with this pair of shoes is all in the looks. Like if you like the way that it looks, it's a great option. If you don't, there's plenty of other ones out there. Oh yeah, and one really cool thing about the Pegasus Wave is every single colorway comes with a little secret stash pocket in the tongue. So both the right and the left. So yeah, just wanted to mention that. I don't know, for some people that might be an essential.
What are you gonna put in there?
Yeah, you get hidden stash pockets. Do with that what you will. Coming in at number 5, we've got the Nike
What's going to even fit in
Vomero
there?
18. And now you can see what I mean when it comes to like the Vomero.
These, okay, we're getting a little better. I see where it's going. These are getting a little better. I actually had a review on these right here, and I ain't gonna lie, we getting there. These is comfortable for sure. I had me little smooth colorways that was versatile. It was like gray, white, and things of that. But not too much to say about these. I mean, they're another one of your comfortable sneakers. I think I featured it on one of my most comfortable sneaker videos.
Like
but
the Vomero 18s versus the
it's super dope.
Vomero 5s, two completely different shoes. Either way, the
I know.
Vomero
I never caught on to that. Like I used to call it the Nike Zoo Vomero 18, even though because I thought it was, I feel like as a regular person you would just think it's a part of the Vomero, but it's like why would you put two different names? But I guess we'll never know.
It's now Nike's max cushion offering. It's now the tallest stack of foam that they have in any of their shoes. It's a whopping 46 millimeters. Now it's a combined stack of foam with ZoomX and ReactX, again, two of their most premium cushioning technologies. It's also a complete redesign compared to the previous version, the 17s. Like those also look completely different. In my opinion, these things look great. They kind of find a nice midpoint between like
little
being
gym
a
session
shoe, but not looking ridiculous like some of the Hokas or some of like the huge stack of foams. These like have a huge stack but don't make it that obvious. They've got a really nice rocker shape to them, so walking around in these feel like a dream. Honestly, these are now one of, if not the most comfortable shoe that Nike offers. So obviously it's still a running shoe, so if you wanted to run in them, it's a perfect hybrid option. So again, if you are looking for like the most comfortable shoe, this is them. Coming in at number 4, we got the Nike Air Max TL 2.5. Now these are probably one of my favorite Air Max sneakers from Nike. I think these things look super clean. Now I have been very critical of like a lot of the more recent Air Maxes that Nike has been dropping. I won't name any names. I just kind of feel like at this point, if you want a nice pair of Air Maxes, you look towards the past and go towards the retro stuff. Now, these originally dropped back in 2006 and are now back kind of as this resurgence in a bunch of different colorways. I really like the two-tone colorway with the orange hits.
Is these worth $108? The design is
also,
cool,
you know,
but it's
triple
like
black, triple white are great ways to go. These are super comfortable,
there.
a decent amount of padding around the ankle and tongue, so combine that with the midsole. It's a nice pair of shoes to walk around in.
My bad, y'all.
Them is literally just
I don't know why I'm so tired right now,
like on the premium
and I
end,
still gotta hit the gym after this.
Feel decently quality for
We're
them.
gonna get through
a little
it.
bit more on the chunky side in terms of their general style. Personally, I really like that. But yeah, just overall a phenomenal pair of Air Maxes if that's something you're looking for. Taking the third spot is another retro Nike product, the Nike Shox. Man, I am so glad that Nike brought back the Shox. You know, if you know me, you know I like a little bit of craziness when it comes to sneakers. Now, to be a bit more specific, the two models that I'm kind of talking about is the Shox TL and the R4. There is a couple different options, but
I'm definitely going TL over R4.
Favorite. So this is a sneaker that originally dropped back in 2001. And yes, the springy thing that you see on the midsole is definitely a gimmick and a marketing tactic that Nike used back in the day. You know, when you put something underneath a pair of shoes that looks like springs, you know, back then you could tell people that you can jump super high and it's going to improve your vertical.
You can fly.
But now we kind of know that that's all just, you know, that's not true at all.
Smoke
so no, you're not going to
mirrors.
double your vertical in these things, but they are decently comfortable on foot, like actually very comfortable. It's such a unique design that it's something that you can only really get from this pair of shoes. I mean, you could look at Adidas's copy version, but you know, the originals are always better. Either way, these are some of my favorite Nikes at the moment. I think they just look so cool and like retro futuristic when you rock them now. And I also completely understand that they might be a little bit too crazy for some people, but just trust me, give them a try and then you can judge them. Taking the number 2 spot is the Nike V5 Runner. Now, I believe that this sneaker is a direct shot at all of those articles talking about Nike in a negative light. Because
man,
these things are back to...
Yo, if we don't get an Air Force One as number 1, at least honorable mention. Like, what? This is the best Nike sneaker? Do y'all think the Air Force One is best all time? I think it gotta be best, even for 2025. Like, what is we doing?
With everyone. It's a clear competitor, one of the most popular shoes on the market right now, the ASICS 1130. That's their affordable retro runner style, which is doing incredibly popular almost for any brand that releases some kind of version like that. And Nike didn't really have anything that was...
How much could you save by switching your car insurance to Allstate? Well, let's say this is
that was competing. However, this one definitely throws itself in the mix. So it's actually a new design. It's not something that Nike brought back from the archives like a Pegasus or a Vomero. It does share a lot of design similarities to the Vomero 5, but it's completely different. They retail for just $90, which I think for like what you're getting on this pair of shoes is phenomenal. Got a decent cushioning underfoot, really nice padded upper where the mesh is actually really nice and soft. Got that classic style look to them. I think honestly it is by far Nike's best affordable shoe on the market. Now, I do still think that you do have a lot of options when it comes to this sector. Like if you're looking for an affordable retro runner, you know, New Balance has one, ASICS has one. So I guess it really does come down to like personal preference in the design category. Like these are not going to be anything insanely different. I just think it's a really good looking pair of shoes from Nike at a reasonable price. Now, because they only just released, there's only 4 colorways to choose from, which is a little bit annoying, but I'm sure that's going to change very, very soon. But coming in at number 1 is the Nike Pegasus Premium. Yes, this is definitely Nike's main response to all of those lack of innovation articles. This is where they were like, okay, hold my beer. So these are probably like one of the craziest shoes Nike has made in recent memory. They basically slammed 3 of their flagship cushionings into one stack of foam. So you've got that super soft Zoom X right at the top underneath your foot. So that's the stuff that they put in all of their like marathon shoes, like the Alpha Flies and stuff like that. In the middle, they've got a Zoom Air unit, which is the world's first sculpted Zoom Air, which means it's actually like curved and conforms to your foot and it's not just like a flat line. And Zoom Air, if you weren't aware, is basically an air unit with little fibers attached on the inside. When you compress it down, they relax.
I never even noticed that. I did a whole review on them.
Forward. So like when you're stepping, you get that springy feel. And
that colorway is fire. They got new ones that already came out too.
Cushion foam, but a lot more stable. And all of this combined creates a massive 45mm stack height, which is very tall, and these things feel super unique on foot. Like definitely different to a lot of other max cushion shoes that you find on the market. Like really, this is the only kind of shoe that you can get this feeling from. It's like springy but cushioned at the same time. It is just weird to walk around in, but just in the best way possible. Monster of a but definitely one of my favorite Nikes that is released in a very long time. Now, for all of this craziness going on, you will pay a price premium. These things retail for $210, which is pretty steep. And at the time of recording, they have consistently sold out. The first colorway, the second colorway, all gone. But there is plenty more options on the horizon. More and more are dropping every single month. So arguably some of the better colorways as well. So I'd look forward to those. Either way, that is the top 10. Let me know what you think of this list down in the comments.
Sure. I guess this is a pretty smooth and calm top 10 list. I feel like this was more of comfortability, but then I could be wrong. But with that being said, you guys, if you guys are like, I've got enough Nike inspo, but I want to see what Adidas has to offer, I have just the right video for you to watch right after this. So go ahead and click here, and trust me, that will be a great follow-up. I'll see you in that one.